Hallo und willkommen zurück bei Game of Thrones, dem Telltale-Spiel. Wir steigen gleich wieder mitten ein bei Mira in King's Landing, die versucht herauszufinden, an wen die Whitehills das viele Gold schicken. Hier nach King's Landing. Und was es vor allem damit auf sich hat. Ich bin gespannt.
You shouldn't say that.
Why not?
Mira, I'll meet you inside. What are you doing here?
I have to get in there, Sarah. I know I'm not supposed to attend, but...
Then you know Lady Marjorie doesn't want to see you. What could be so important?
Lord Whitehill is up to something. He's conspiring against my family. And someone in there is helping him.
Lady Marjorie would be furious, Mira. I can't. I'm sorry. I want to help you, but I can't risk it.
I'll take the blame. You can tell Marjorie I snuck in and you tried to stop me.
She's already thinking about replacing you. Are you sure you want to risk it?
I have to.
Ich hoffe, es lohnt sich.
All right. You owe me for this. She's with me. We'll stay out of trouble. I promise.
Wir sind ihr etwas schuldig, die erpressbar ist. Und wir verscherzen es uns mit der
Feels a bit strange to celebrate, doesn't it? Not so long ago, King Joffrey sat on the Iron Throne.
Tommen is our king now.
Long may he reign.
Sarah! I was worried you'd run off with your friend there.
And what if I did?
I'm not sure I could blame you.
This is Lady Mira Forrester. Mira, Lord Garibald Tarwick.
She's quite lovely. Where have you been hiding her?
You're making her blush. Sorry, Mira.
You flatter me. Sarah's lovelier than us all.
I won't argue there. It's quite a feast, isn't it? Just be careful around the wine. Though I hear you don't partake yourself. It's easy to forget. Nothing you do in King's Landing goes unnoticed. Drink too much once and you're forever the drunken fool. Talk to the wrong people and...
Lord Tarwick!
What was that about?
Nothing. That subject isn't fit for your delicate ears anyway.
My ears are not delicate.
Of course they are. Look how tiny they are. Little lobes.
Stop it!
What?
I mean it. Someone caught your eye, Mira?
My apologies. I just noticed Lords Andros and Morgren over there.
What a shame. Ruining a perfectly good afternoon with that nonsense.
Perhaps someone should encourage them to argue elsewhere. If you'll excuse me.
This reminds me of the tourney at Lannisport. You wouldn't believe it.
You've told me this story.
But you would have loved it. We danced all evening, drank wine from our helmets.
That is it! Andros, you're being ridiculous!
So, mit wem werde ich wohl jetzt reden? Sarah und Tarwick. Andros. Oder Morgren. Ich habe immer noch das Schreiben bei mir.
I can't look at flowers the same way anymore.
Ja, weil du mitten in der Politik steckst. Ich hoffe mal, ich werde nicht erwischt, wenn ich lausche.
And why would you ever stop dealing ironwood?
Is there no longer a demand?
I can't imagine that would be the case.
No need for such wild speculation.
I've simply lost interest. I'm moving on to better things, as they say.
And what would that be?
No. I can see what you're doing. I'm not giving away my secrets just yet.
Okay. Wir belauschen mal die Menschenmenge.
I heard he was killed. Right here in the garden.
Well,
Wasn't he a Lannister?
One of their guard, but still.
Well, surely they found who did it.
No, they haven't caught him yet. Not for lack of effort, mind you. I hear they've spared no expense.
Okay, das war die Wache, die wir getötet haben, weil sie uns umbringen wollte. Hält sich in Grenzen. Das Ansehen, das war jetzt auch geil.
It seems so calm out there.
Täusche dich nicht, meine Liebe, da draußen herrscht Krieg. Wir belauschen mal Sarah und Tarwick. Mal sehen, was wir so hören.
I can't remember. I think it was a bird?
close.
A cock.
That's it.
No, that's terrible.
You're the one telling the joke, remember?
Okay, die flotten noch ein bisschen. Ich belausch mal ihn noch. Ich hoffe, dass... Boah. Ich hoffe, das bringt mir keinen Ärger ein.
It is a lot, but I know how to spend it.
But how did you manage it?
Lord Whitehill trusts me above all others. That's why I'm the only one he's willing to work with.
Oh, an exclusive deal. How good for you, Andros.
Well, I've got my family to consider.
When's the last time you even saw your wife, Andros?
Okay, Andros arbeitet für Whitehill. Gibt's hier noch was? Ich kann von der Nahrung essen, das werde ich aber nicht tun. Dürfte die Wachen nämlich auf den Plan rufen. Ich werde mal mit Morgan sprechen.
Please.
Wenn er will.
Lady Mira, I'm impressed
Impressed with what?
that you aren't currently locked in a cell. I trust this means that you took care of that contract. How did you do it, if I may ask? I wasn't expecting to see you again, if I'm being honest. You must have made quick work of it.
If I tell you how I did it, what's in it for me?
Nothing. But I admire the gall. I do believe King's Landing is rubbing off on you.
Ja, muss es ja.
What have you been up to? Enjoying yourself? Though I suppose if you're talking to me, you must want something.
I noticed you and Andros arguing earlier.
I'm sorry you had to see that. I told him it was not the time.
What were you arguing about, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, a bold question deserves a bold answer, doesn't it? I've been pushed out of the ironwood business.
Oh,
All thanks to my partner. Bloody imbecile. Andros is now Lord Whitehill's exclusive contact in King's Landing. No matter the fact that I introduced them in the first place. That man would be nothing without me. How quickly people forget where they started.
why would Lord Andros want to push you out?
You found a man he could manipulate. Someone who wouldn't demand an equal share. Lyman Lannister.
He's working with a Lannister?
A third cousin, to be fair. Whatever Andros is up to, he clearly thinks Lyman can take my place.
Rickard! Are you done flirting with that handmaiden? We need your opinion here.
Oh, leave him alone.
Please excuse me.
Okay, und den kannte doch Tarek. Sarahs Freund. Finde heraus, was Andros und Lyman planen. Ich muss noch mal kurz lauschen hier.
I've already told you, and didn't we agree to stop talking business?
All right, Rickard. How about something more personal then?
Oh, you're calling me Ricard now.
Or when are you going to get married?
Isla!
That took a turn, didn't it?
You didn't answer the question.
Was haben Rickard? Nee, Rickard. Mal kurz mit den beiden reden.
Sarah? Lord Tarwick?
Well met, Lady Mira. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Aber sehr
Had any
doch.
luck?
Luck? With what?
I saw you looking at Lord Morgan over there. This place is full of eligible men. I assumed you were on the lookout for a husband.
That isn't really what Mira's interested in.
Nonsense. You must have your eye on someone.
Oh, don't press her, Garibaldi.
I'm only curious. No harm in that. You can tell me.
I was wondering what you could tell me about Lyman Lannister.
Lyman? Really, that story is not appropriate for present company.
That joke's getting a bit tired, don't you think?
I wouldn't want you to think ill of someone you've never met. Don't be angry.
Perhaps later, then.
Perhaps another time.
I should be going.
Stay out of trouble, Mira.
Ja, verdammt, ich dachte, ich krieg aus dem was raus, weil die sich zu kennen schienen. Mal sehen, ob ich mit dem reden kann, ohne mich zu verraten.
Excuse me. Lyman Lannister?
Shit. You startled me. As if I don't already have enough to deal with.
Here, let me help.
That's very kind of you, thank you, but I'm fine. I just get clumsy sometimes. I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, Lady...
Mira.
Lady Mira. I'm not used to being approached so boldly. But I'm glad you did. I always feel a bit out of place at big gatherings like this.
Na, mal sehen, ob ich aus ihm was
What brings
rauskriege.
you over here? I'm not the best company, I'm afraid.
Es hört ein gewichtiger Geschäftsmann, ja, anders zusammen. Ihr seht aus, als könntet ihr Gesellschaft gebrauchen.
You look like you could use some company.
Ich bin
What are you
nicht ganz
doing
so
all by
direkt.
yourself?
I don't mind, really. I only came to discuss some business with Lord Andros. I'm told it's rude to leave early.
Oh? What kind of business?
I really shouldn't talk about it. Andros came to me in confidence. You understand. He wouldn't be pleased, I'm sure. I'm sorry.
I respect that. Trust is so rare in King's Landing.
I'm glad you think so. And just between us...
Lyman! What do you think you're doing?
What? Nothing.
You stay away from him.
Andros! We were just talking.
You were just talking to Mira Forrester.
Forrester? I didn't realize.
My lord?
Let me say this as plainly as I can. Don't ever meddle in my affairs again!
Und genau das habe ich befürchtet.
Lady Marjorie.
Ups, sie hat mich.
Lady Marjorie.
Lady Mira. That was quite a scene over there. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I can handle Lord Andros.
It's Lyman I was worried about.
What do you mean?
Honestly, that story isn't fit for a maiden's ears. Just be careful around him. All right?
How about we trade? There must be something I can tell you.
There is something. I'm curious about Sarah. Your help could save me a lot of embarrassment. I'd be very grateful, Lady Mira.
What do you want to know about Sarah?
Sarah Durwell. Interesting name, that. Funny thing is, the last Durwells died off almost 200 years ago. What can you tell me about her family? Something isn't quite right, but I'm not sure. You must understand, I can't court a woman just because I like the way she laughs. I need to know her family, her parentage.
I've met the Durwells when I was at Highgarden.
Oh?
They're a small house these days, but very well regarded.
Ah, right. Well, that's a relief. For a moment, I thought...
And now, Lord Tarwick, it's your turn.
Ich hoffe, das nimmt er mir nicht krumm, dass ich gelogen habe.
Right.
Aber ich wollte Sarah nicht hintergehen.
10 years ago, Lyman was injured at the tourney at Lannisport. He took a bad fall from his horse. Needed milk of the poppy for weeks, just to keep from screaming.
Oh.
And between us, he's never stopped drinking the stuff. Can't stop, actually. He spent all his money trying to get more. The man can't go a day without it.
So that's why he shakes.
You mustn't repeat that, Lady Mira. I shouldn't even know about it. Besides, Lyman suffered enough embarrassment. And every man's entitled to his secrets.
I won't tell. I promise.
Good. I'd hate for Lord Andros to trace this back to me.
You learned that from Andros?
The man's mouth is bigger than the Blackwater. Poor Lyman has no idea. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some arrangements to make.
Die...
Lady Mira?
Ich könnte die Geschäftsbeziehung torpedieren, wenn ich Lyman sage, dass Andros sein Geheimnis ausplaudert. Kann ich nochmal hier vorgehen? Okay, Andros belauschen geht nicht. Lauschen wir die zweimal.
No, Sarah. It is, of course, up to you. I just ask that you think about it.
Mira has proven herself to be an unreliable handmaiden at best. She's been dealing with Lord Tyrion behind my back.
Mira wouldn't do anything to hurt you, Lady Marjorie. I know she cares about you.
Do not make the mistake of thinking people who care about you will never betray you, especially someone who has so much left to lose.
You mean her family?
You don't know what desires lurk in her heart.
Mira wouldn't.
Anyone would. Remember that.
Und ich habe sie nicht verraten.
Everyone is talking about you, Lady Mira.
Lord Andros is rather loud.
The look on his face. Whatever you did to make him so angry, I applaud you for it. I have to be going.
Der wäre doch eine gute Partie für Mira. So, und jetzt ist die Frage, was erzählen wir Lyman? Können wir nochmal mit ihm reden?
Lord Lyman, we really need to talk.
I know what you're up to. I won't discuss my business with Andros, so please, please, just leave me alone. You've landed me in enough trouble. Just leave.
Look at you. You're shaking.
It's an old injury.
But there's more to it than that, isn't there?
What are you saying? Either tell me what you want, or go bother someone else. I don't have to stand here and take this.
Lord Andros has betrayed you. I know everything.
What? What do you...
The milk of the poppy. You drink it like wine. Ever since your injury at Lannisport.
He wouldn't... Andros wouldn't...
He's not your friend. He's been using you.
I trusted him.
He spilled your secrets. So why not spill his?
Andros is hiring sellswords. Hundreds of them.
What?
He's building an army for Lord Whitehill, big enough to march against Ironrath. But Andros is doing it in secret. No one knows. Or at least, he doesn't want anyone to know. I told him I'd keep quiet, but... well... now you know, too.
And you're helping him.
Yes, I've helped gather the men, but that doesn't... You bloody traitor.
Ups, mach keine Szene.
You promised me! Then you told everyone?
What are you talking about?
You're a liar. I should never have trusted you. She told me everything.
Tja, Lord Andros.
Lady Mira, you've just made a very grave error. Very grave indeed. You realize that, I hope.
Don't tell me you're afraid of a handmaiden.
Okay, ich glaube, die Antwort war gut. Er ist feuerrot geworden. Und Mira spielt das Spiel der Throne. Ja, das war mal eine komplette Folge King's Landing mit Mira. Ganz schön aufregend gewesen. Also dafür, dass es nur die Krönungsfeier von Tommen zum König der 7 Königslande war. Wir mussten Marjorie ausweichen und haben die Gespräche belauscht und haben den Plan aufgedeckt. Eine Söldnerarmee soll gegen Ironrath marschieren. Gegen unser Familienheim. Ich hoffe, Mira kann es verhindern. Wie es weitergeht, jetzt wahrscheinlich wieder oben an der Mauer, wenn ich das gerade richtig gesehen habe. Das sehen wir beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin, ciao mit V, euer Vetas.